Whether it's the dismissive comment from Pablo Picasso, overly blunt political view of Edgar Mitchell, or Carl Sagan's thoughts about pale blue dot, it really feels amazing to know how those greats view space exploration in their own unique way. Here are some of the best picks for you, and don't forget to watch till the end to know what Elon has to say about Mars and that funny plaque left on the moon. Ed White's sorrow. Ed White expressed this deep sadness on June 3, 1965, as he concluded the first American spacewalk during the Gemini 4 mission. White, a trailblazer in NASA's space program, tragically lost his life in the Apollo 1 cabin fire in 1967, alongside Gus Grissom and Roger B. Chaffee. Yuri Gagarin's calm demeanor. Yuri Gagarin replied with these calm words to ground control on April 12, 1961, during the first human spaceflight aboard Vostok 1. Gagarin's historic journey made him the first human to orbit Earth, marking a major milestone in the space race and cementing his legacy as a global icon. Neil Armstrong's reflection. Neil Armstrong shared this reflection in July 1969 after looking back at Earth from the moon during the Apollo 11 mission. As the first person to walk on the lunar surface, Armstrong famously declared, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind, forever changing the course of human exploration." Alan Shepard's tears on the moon. Alan Shepard recounted this emotional moment during his time on the moon with the Apollo 14 mission in February 1971. Shepard, America's first astronaut in space in 1961, became the fifth person to walk on the moon and is remembered for hitting golf balls on the lunar surface. Yang Liwei's reality check. Yang Liwei, China's first astronaut, taikonaut, made this remark in October 2003 after his historic flight aboard Shenzhou 5. This mission marked China's entry into human spaceflight, making it the third country, after the USSR and the US, to achieve independent human space travel. Edgar Mitchell's political view. Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell voiced this candid opinion in an interview with People magazine on April 8, 1974. As the sixth person to walk on the moon, Mitchell later became known for his research into consciousness and founded the Institute of Noetic Sciences. Carl Sagan's pale blue dot. Carl Sagan expressed this thought in Time magazine on January 9, 1995, while describing the pale blue dot image of Earth taken by Voyager 1 in 1990. Sagan was a key advocate for space exploration and the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, inspiring millions with his work. Humor at NASA. This humorous note reportedly appeared on a wall at NASA's Jet Propulsion Lab in December 1999 after losing contact with the Mars polar lander, reflecting the often high spirits of the engineering teams, even in times of setback. Bruce McCandless's spacewalk. Bruce McCandless spoke these words reflecting on his groundbreaking spacewalk in 1984 when he became the first astronaut to conduct an untethered spacewalk using the Manned Maneuvering Unit, MMU, flying freely in space without any connection to a spacecraft. Pablo Picasso's indifference. Pablo Picasso's dismissive comment was quoted in the New York Times in July 1969, shortly after the Apollo 11 moon landing. Despite the global excitement, Picasso, a revolutionary artist, remained focused on his art, largely indifferent to the event. Apollo 13's critical moment. John Swigert uttered this calm alert to Mission Control on April 13, 1970, after an oxygen tank exploded on Apollo 13. Swigert, along with Jim Lovell and Fred Hayes, became part of one of the most dramatic space rescues, a testament to human ingenuity and determination. Steve Bales, quick thinking. These were the decisive words spoken by engineer Steve Bales during Apollo 11's lunar descent on July 20, 1969, when a computer error threatened the landing. Bale's quick analysis under immense pressure allowed the mission to proceed, a decision that earned him and his team the NASA Group Achievement Award. The search for extraterrestrial life, Giuseppe Cocconi and Philip Morrison made this statement in their 1959 paper, Searching for Interstellar Communications, one of the first scientific arguments advocating for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI. Buzz Aldrin's first words on the moon. Buzz Aldrin's first words on the moon, said on July 20, 1969, indicated that Apollo 11 had safely landed. Aldrin, the second person to walk on the lunar surface, later became an outspoken advocate for Mars exploration and wrote several books on the subject. John Young's nerves. John Young made this candid remark before making the first space shuttle flight in 1981. Young, who flew on 6 space missions, became a legendary figure for his pioneering contributions, including commanding the first space shuttle flight, STS-1. Plaque left on the moon. This message was inscribed on a plaque left by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin during Apollo 11 in July 1969, marking humanity's first steps on another celestial body. Elon Musk on Mars. Elon Musk made this comment in May 2013 about the potential for human colonization of Mars. As the CEO of SpaceX, Musk has become one of the most vocal advocates for making humanity a multi-planetary species. Jodrell Bank scientists' understatement. A British scientist at Jodrell Bank made this understated comment as they tracked Apollo 11's descent to the moon in 1969, capturing the tension and excitement of the event. Buzz Aldrin on Mars exploration. Buzz Aldrin wrote this in his 2013 book, Mission to Mars, My Vision for Space Exploration, advocating for human exploration of Mars and outlining a roadmap for future missions. Gene Kranz's misattributed quote. Often attributed to NASA flight director Gene Kranz during the Apollo 13 mission in April 1970, this phrase became associated with the mission's intense rescue efforts, though Kranz never actually said these words. Neil Armstrong's clarification. Neil Armstrong commented on the ambiguity of his famous "one small step" quote in his 2006 biography First Man, explaining whether he said "a" before "man" during the Apollo 11 moon landing in 1969.